Everyone, welcome to Pimperville 2 Gaming. Today we're going to do a video on Big Ambitions, the early access, and just picked this up actually the other day, kind of messed around with it for a few minutes, and kind of reminded me of a game that they made, probably very few people remember it, called Jones in the Fast Lane, and I'll actually get to that here in just a second, but this game has a very basic kind of character creation right now, so it is in early access, so I imagine they're probably going to change this with future updates. There's only two different kind of face and hairstyles that you can choose from right now. This is actually kind of the funny thing about this game, is you can be in like a suit on top and shorts on the bottom, so basically the remote workers startup kit. There's only two different types of shoes right now. You can have the very nice loafers or these brown shoes. So there's really not any athletic type of shoes right now that you can kind of pick from. I guess you can change a little bit of the colors right now, but like I said, being in early access, that makes sense. So I'll start this game, then I'll kind of show you where I ended up a couple minutes into the play. So this is kind of annoying. I realized this last time, so Namey McName face. They kind of hid that ability. So basically they kind of alludes that you maybe were living, or your grandma was kind of taking care of you. She did pass away, and then your uncle Fred here meets you at the funeral. He basically takes you under his wing for a little bit, and he says, hey, I'm gonna help pay for a little bit of stuff. My goal is to help you get on your feet, so to speak, and he helps you get an apartment and so on and so forth. So that's kind of where we're going to start out in this game. They did make quite a big area, so I mean, I don't know what's actually fully playable right now, but the map seems very, very big, or at least they're opening up more of it. This, I believe, is going to be Central Park here. And all that. So we can actually close. There is Google maps here, and you can actually highlight things like school. There's a car dealership if you want to go. There's a bank, different kind of things. There's appliance stores. They go really into detail on a lot of different things. There's things that you can rent out. There's office space, warehouse space, so on and so forth. So that's kind of cool. So the first thing
hey kid, I hope you're feeling better.
We'll do is Uncle Fred's going to tell us a little bit.
A friend of mine, Richard. He owns a bunch of buildings in Hell's Kitchen, and he's kind of a big shot. Well, the bottom line is he has a cheap apartment that you could probably afford. It's not much, but it'll do.
So he gets you this apartment. So the controls are basically, it's just point and click. Not too groundbreaking or anything like that. I've noticed that these people will turn to shadows if you get too close to them, so you can kind of walk through them, so to speak. This is kind of interesting. Like, I'll run into traffic as I say that. They'll kind of honk at you, and they won't actually kill you or anything, but I don't know. It's just kind of interesting to kind of see that. So you're walking everywhere. You can see the time kind of going pretty quickly. So I imagine, we don't have access to a car right now. Eventually we'll be able to drive and save some of our time throughout the day. But this is the first apartment that we get. It's a little one bedroom apartment here. I don't believe there's really anything. So we're going to rent this building here. I guess later we can even purchase this. It's kind of interesting. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the game Capitalism back in the day, where you can like create these businesses and you can like rent out office space. So it's just a one bedroom, one bathroom little apartment here. And we're going to go ahead and sleep for 8 hours. Now, the reason why this reminds me a little bit of Jones in the Fast Lane, like I was saying earlier there, I'll get to that here. I'm going to go ahead and go out.
I also transferred a couple of bucks to your bank account because I want to make sure you get something to eat, okay? Promise me.
So by a couple of bucks, he gives us like almost 14 grand, which is awesome to kind of start out with, obviously. So what he wants us to do is go to this appliance place, which doesn't actually open quite yet. So if we go on to Google here, we're going to see there's a school. And you can actually go to business school. You can actually go for right now, it looks like there's only a couple of courses, but I'm going to show you Manhattan Business School here. Currently, let's see. Okay. I was like, it opens at 6 a.m. So let's go ahead and learn like basic management here so we can start studying. It takes, I think that other place opens at like, I think it's 8 o'clock. So let's go ahead and study for 2 hours. And I'm always laughing. I'm like, hey, I'm walking here, guys. Don't run me over. Oh, here's actually the subway, too. Okay, I didn't even notice that last time. So this is, let's see, when does this open? 9 a.m. So I actually could have studied for 1 more hour, but whatever. Let's go ahead and go into the different views here. So there's a lot of these are going to be once you open your own business. This was kind of interesting. You can see the demand for different products. So when you go to open up your business, you can kind of see like, hey, there's a huge, they actually spelled that wrong, donut. And let's see, cheap jewelry, cheap gifts. There's a huge demand on these, and then how many businesses are already. So there's actually no businesses in this area, so that'd be a good place. There's no competition or anything like that. So that's kind of interesting when we go to open that up. BizMan, I saw this. I think this has to do once we actually open up our business as well. One of them will actually tell you there's like all kinds of different views of places for rent in your area and like warehouse space. Really kind of interesting. So got a couple of minutes here until that opens. Right here's the time, so 8:58 and open. All right, so we need to buy a fridge, $1,800, and we're gonna apparently carry it like it's a box. Place order, and then just like in real life, I'm gonna run back to my apartment while traffic is yelling at me. This is kind of funny. Running with my box, my fridge box. Like, run. Excuse me, lady. All right. So once we get that, we can actually put this. It actually will say place. So I'm going to go ahead and place this. I don't think it really matters exactly where. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know if this is supposed to be a bathroom or what they intended that room to be. One of them, I'm assuming, is the bathroom, and one of them is the fridge. So we're going to go to Elgato Food Market and stock up on fresh food. Now, earlier when I played, I realized there's frozen food, but I don't have a stove or anything to cook those up with. So you're going to have to stick with fresh food, which is another reason why it's kind of interesting. And I wonder if they kind of had a subtle nod to the original. Like, I wonder what the inspiration behind this is, because it is very much like, or at least pays homage to the Jones and the Fast Lane. So stack of, you have to actually click on this stack of shopping carts or baskets or whatever, and then there's frozen food, there's fresh food. It looks like that's probably the only two. So it says to get at least 3 units. And then we roll up in here, and there's like, see, this is kind of weird. So this is like the shopping barrier. So you can, it'll actually tell you if you go to come out, it's like you got to pay for your items. And this guy like cut in line apparently. So place order. And then this will turn into like a plastic bag. Then I'm going to go ahead and consume one of those because our meter was getting kind of low. And we're going to go. Oh, and you know what? Actually, while I'm there, there's actually, just to save on time, if you go into the back here, this is like the first job I think you can get. It's a job board. So it'll say job available, $25 an hour. Seems like a pretty good, I don't know, for New York City, I don't know if that's really, that's probably like minimum wage, I don't know. So 8 to 4 p.m. is what you work. Now I did find out, so accept job, you can actually like go here and it'll ask you if you want to start your shift, and then they won't pay you because it's not your actual designated shift. So that might be a glitch right now. Now the original, it's kind of funny because in Jones in the Fast Lane, you just worked whenever you felt like you had time in the day, and I'll actually show that here in just a second. I think it's kind of important to show the similarities. It's just kind of a neat aspect. But in this one, I realized I was wasting time, and I was sitting there working, and it wasn't paying me. So it's more likely a glitch, but I don't think you're supposed to work on non-scheduled time. So go ahead and put that into our fridge, so you can see we have two pieces of
I've
fresh
gone ahead
food.
and paid your first rent, but that's it, okay? You need to get out there and get a job. Anything at all. You just need a salary right now.
So with that, we have our two fresh food items in there where we're going to be able to survive for a couple of days. It pretty much fills up your whole meter, I found. We're not scheduled to work until tomorrow, so typically I've just been going to that school and finishing that up. So let me go ahead. I'm going to exit and go to the main menu here. Confirm. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull over this Jones in the Fast Lane. And you can actually, let me see if I can remember. So full screen. I remember how to start that up, actually. I want to say, if I remember correctly, I feel like this game came out in like 1994. My cousin actually was the one that originally told me about it. I remember us playing it, and even my sister and I would sit and play it. Just kind of an interesting is kind of a choice word, but kind of an interesting game back in the day. But this game, what you do, I'm going to do one player. There's goals of like how much money, happiness, degree, and where your job is on this one. And then I'm going to give him kind of the same goals, I guess. And what it is so you start out in this ran down, it's called a low-cost apartment. I know the graphics are really, really awful. This game was like I said, in the mid-90s. But you go down to the employment office, and luck of the draw, sometimes you can actually get a pretty decent job. You can get a clerk job right off the bat. So I did get the clerk job. You can see there's different levels of, you can go up to manager. To get manager, you have to have so much schooling or experience with that. So let's go ahead, and then usually what I do in this game, again, just like the school and the other one we were just playing, usually enroll, trade school, and then there's like little units here, and then you can see the time kind of going along. And then I chose to work at that Monolith Burger. Then you would just work. Then you get more money basically there, and then the fries usually at the end of the day keeps you from going hungry. And then if you go to this Socket City, that's usually your appliances, so you can actually buy groceries, so on and so forth. So that's kind of this game. Eventually you work your way up the corporate ladder, and then there's like factory jobs, there's bank jobs, there's different things. You can buy things at the Z-Mart. There's like little things to increase your happiness. The pawn shop, if you don't want anything, you can actually sell it. So just kind of a neat game that I wonder, that's what I'm saying, I wonder if they like actually borrowed from that game, I guess. I don't know. So continue. I'm going to go ahead and continue my game that I had earlier. So in this game, I actually put the fridge in there.
You got a job. Well done. You're a chip off the old block, just like your dad. I think he was probably just about your age when he started his first business. Look, if you need a loan to start something, I got a friend over at Jensen Capital. His name is Larry, okay? That's who you ask for. And be sure to say hi from me, your Uncle Fred, okay?
So Jensen Capital, we're going to go ahead and get a business loan at this point. Let me see what time it is. It is 7, it's actually 7 p.m. So I'm going to go ahead and go. I don't have a lot of energy left. So it's like a mixture between that Jones and the Fast Lane, and probably a lot like Sims, because you do have to, sleep and eat and all that kind of stuff. So I could probably see the difference in both, but we're going to go ahead and sleep. Jones in the Fast Lane, you actually don't start your own business. I think the best you can do in that game is actually get to want to say it's like a factory manager. It's like, I think that's the best job in the game. So you don't actually own any businesses or anything. It's kind of like the game of life. This one is actually like, oh, okay, I can work at the grocery store the rest of my life, or I can open up my own business selling cheap jewelry and donuts that are spelled wrong. So they open at 8 a.m. So we have quite a bit of time to spare. So what I might do, I'm going to go ahead and show you the class again. So Jensen Capital is actually just right across the street here. Kill some time in the game. You can sleep on park benches. I kind of thought that was kind of interesting. It'd be nice to see them add like just a wait button, generic, like, hey, I got a couple minutes. Let's go ahead and just wait. What time does this open at? 6 a.m. There is a setting in here actually for us to be able to change the time format. Originally, it's on a 24-hour clock, so mine, I actually switched to that. I don't really mind the 24-hour, but it just makes it a little easier. So we don't want to wait. Let's go ahead and wait until like that. There's a guy on the bench. Maybe we can. Maybe we're gonna start cuddling here on the bench. All right. So I completed one school, which is this basic management course here. Got 10 of 10 hours. I just did it kind of. I would wake up. This building actually opens up at 6 a.m., so I would do 2 hours, run over to my grocery store job for a couple days, and then that's kind of where we left off. And then what I can do is I'm going to go ahead and study for 1 hour. I'm going to go ahead and start this fundamentals business. These are the only 2 courses that I've seen so far. It doesn't seem like you can go into these classrooms just yet. And then they're open kind of later, so that's kind of the nice thing, is that they tend to have some pretty good hours on the school, so that you can go after work or before work, just kind of like in real life, I guess. So Jensen Capital should be just about open by the time. What time do they open again? 8 a.m. So we've got a couple minutes to spare. A lot of interesting thing. I did see there was like a now playing. And there's like I don't know what this actually does. Like I said, this isn't early access, so I'm sure there's a lot of things that are eventually going to be added slowly. There was actually an update even today when I went to go play it. So, and we're like lined up, ready to go in. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, he's waiting for me, Larry. Okay. Take out a loan. Okay, so we want a loan. 15,000. Oh wow, that is a lot of interest. 20. Is that wow? Okay. So we owe. I don't know if we have to physically go in here to pay that or not, but I guess we'll find out. So now we have 26,000 in our bank account. Find and rent a retail building in the garment district. Okay. Retail. I don't know what the garment district is, though. That's a problem. Garment district. It must be this one that we're playing in. So I think I might do it right by where I'm living. Makes sense. I can just walk down the street to own my own business, right? This is available for rent. This is 75 m square, which I believe is meters. Is what they're alluding to. Let's go ahead and rent the building and then start new business. Okay, so we're going to start. I think it's wanting us to do a gift shop. And this will be Pimperville Gifts. I I guess that looks good. Our business has no products to sell, so that's probably a problem. It's just kind of neat. I mean, it gets pretty in depth. You can actually open and close your business at certain times. I think this has to do once you start hiring employees too. And it's like, okay, do people want to work from 1 a.m. to 6? You know, it's like that kind of stuff. Do they want to work on the weekends? So it's probably scheduling. Then we have deliveries. I'm going to go ahead and exit out because I have a feeling they're going to tell us what to do next. Oh, quit job. Okay, so quit job. And
so, you're a gift shop owner now, huh? Yeah, very good. Very good. Now we got some shopping to do. We'll get you some furniture and some really nice products to sell in there. And I also wanted to mention I recently invested in a car dealership, and we found kind of an old wreck of a car in the workshop in the back, but it still runs.
All right, Uncle Fred was nice enough to give us a rust bucket. It sounds like it still runs though, so that'll help. We're gonna run by. I actually did find if you run out of energy or run out of food, the ambulance will come, and it costs like $2,000, and you wake up at like halfway across the city. Some nice looking cars, definitely in this game that you can. Sounds like you can get later on too, but yeah, that was a mistake I made earlier on. It's like $2,000 that was drained, and I was like, oh man, I'm sure I'm gonna need that, especially early on with this business. All right, Uncle Fred.
You found the car. Good. Now, don't get any parking tickets. As I said earlier, it's time to pick up some stuff for your new store. You can use your new car, or continue running around with the hand trucks. It's up to you.
Oh, okay, so you kind of use like the keyboard here. It's actually kind of a little bit janky to kind of drive here. Okay, let's. I don't know. I wonder if we can like. I don't know if we can crash into things or like if it. I wonder if that matters. Or we get tickets. Illegal parking. No, it did. Okay. You can hit people all day long. I don't care about that, but it'll let you know if you're parked illegally, I guess. Okay. Right. Am I parked? Yeah, I'm parked illegally right here. I would imagine. Okay, there's actually a parking spot over here. Excuse me, guys. Oh, that is. Oh, I'm still parked illegally. Okay, let's. I'm curious how sensitive this is. Yeah, I keep saying I'm parked illegally. I'm gonna try to go up just a little bit. See, it says, oh, legal. I got you. Okay, I was thinking this was illegal. Okay, so park vehicle. Apparently $8 to park my car here for a couple minutes. That sounds about right. For New York City, anyway. Let's see. What are we buying? Is this where I bought? Yeah, this is where I bought my fridge. Okay, so buy a cabinet, a cash register. So cabinet. And a rounded shelf. Oh, here we go. Rounded shelf. Okay. I'm not sure if all three of these. Let me see. Place, buy at. I don't know if all three of these ended up getting it. How much is this? $1,200? I guess that'll tell me based on my total. My unpaid total is only 400. Okay, so that did not. You know what? That's what. Okay, you got to get this hand cart. Gotcha. Okay. So cabinet, we need to get a cash register and a And a rounded shell. Okay, there we go. All three. Okay. All right. Now, I'm like running through with my dolly. Okay, so... Okay, now it's all in my car. Cool. And... grab a hand truck, buy all three of those. It's still telling me to go in there. That's so weird. I'm going to try to go back to the business just out of curiosity really quick. Which is just right down the road. Okay, so... And we get to park for free right here. Okay, so park vehicle. Oh, so I'm going to have to take these out one at a time because I don't have my hand cart with me. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Place. Sure, why not? We'll just place it randomly. Okay. Manage. Oh. Manage storage. Let's see. Roundage. Oh, I brought the hand. Oh, okay. Oh, what? Okay. I guess you can keep the hand cart when you buy stuff from that store. That's kind of neat. Okay. Oh, wrong building. Oh, I forgot to buy a stack of shopping baskets. Okay. This was actually just right down the street, so I'm just gonna walk there. I don't know why this is so funny. It's like, watch out. It's coming through. I thought that was weird. I remember thinking, oh, I think I need some more, like those baskets. I was like, you'd think you'd need that, but whatever. Okay. I guess you could, in theory. I wonder, like, how long you could work at that grocery store. Just out of curiosity. I mean, you could play. I mean, I'm sure you can play, like, however you feel like it. Like, just work at the grocery store forever. But it's kind of reminds me of, like, Rick and Morty when they were at was it Blitz and Chits, and they were like, and Rick was making fun of Morty because he was like, "Oh, you went back to the grocery, or like back to the carpet store?" And okay, so there's that.
Oh, very, very nice. Starting to look like a real store now. Next, we have to buy some things for you to sell. And for the time being, you have to go to a wholesale store. But eventually, down the road, you'll do a whole lot better by importing directly from the manufacturer overseas.
The local hardware store. I guess we'll take our car. We're buying cheap gifts in paper bags. Apparently you can buy that at your local wholesale. Excuse me. And nobody cares that you like just rammed into them. Gotta love that. Okay. Not quite GTA, but hey. Alright, we'll go over here. Oh, that's free too. It's nice. Okay. And then box of paper bags. Is this a paper bag? Yeah, okay. And cheap gifts. Nope. Box of frozen food. 100 burgers. I don't see the... I want to talk to the manager. Where's the box of cheap gifts? Oh, here it is. Okay. That's funny. The store manager. I wonder if there's anything you can do like when you talk to him. There's a checkout counter. All right, let's get out of here. Oh, I do have a dent. I just realized, yeah, there's a huge dent in my front of my car. So I wonder if they do kind of have. I wonder if you have to repair that later on. So 3 of 8, 63%. Oh, I didn't even realize that. So maybe if I do hit things, that lowers this right here. You do. Looks like you do have to fill up on gas. We're not driving very far yet, just around the block. So hopefully that's not. It may have been like that already. I just didn't notice it. I don't know. Maybe I did rear end like 3 people. So. Pepperville 2 gifts. Excuse me, guys. Does it tell you where to place them? Stock up the rounded shelf with cheap gifts. And these are just okay. These are just by the cash register. Okay, so I guess that doesn't really matter. And I'm guessing you just put these on the shelf. Yep. Okay. So there's our. What are those? Like mugs?
Great work, kiddo. Now it's time to open up and start handling some cash, making some money. I'm crossing my fingers.
Oh, so the paper bags actually go in here automatically. It looks that's kind of cool. Okay. So open. Business has no. It doesn't really say. Oh, they just kind of do that automatically for you. Okay, so we're open Fridays. Let's do the typical work week, I guess. I might throw in Saturday there. I'm curious if we can actually stay open like until 5. I'm just kind of curious here. Okay, so it probably more comes down to how much energy I'll have left at the end of the day. But okay, so we did that. We need to go eat. And it is 9 p.m. And then thankfully I live right down the street. You got to be careful when you get too low. Like I said, that's what happened to me on another game, and then I ended up with like a huge hospital bill. Okay, so consume. I see. I bought frozen food, but I realized I couldn't use it. Okay, so 8. I am good. It doesn't take that long to get to that job, so maybe I'll wake up at like 7. That should be good. Okay, so sleep. I know people that work remote sometimes. I read an article that there are people like if they work at 9 o'clock in the morning, they'll wake up at like 8:59 and they'll have their laptop right by their bed, and they just wake up and just log in, and it's kind of funny. They don't even bother trying to wake up, taking a shower or anything. Just get right to it. Let's go to Pemberville Gifts, best gift store in the universe. And then start working at the cash register, huh? So this, I don't know. Last time, I'm gonna wait just a few minutes, game time here, because last time I did this, it kind of had some issues. I feel like if you don't start right at 8 o'clock. Is there a line outside? I don't know. People excited? Pimperville 2 is open. Sign. There we go. I like when stores plays music. The walls are so ugly here. Wow. This guy is not holding back on my store. I think your walls are probably ugly too, sir. Okay, I was just curious to see, so that's, I guess I'll go ahead and do time machine to the end of our shift. And we need some food. Okay. I'm curious. So business, let's see, daily average income. We actually lost money with a 50%. Okay, that seems odd to me. We sold like 58 things. Okay. So run the business for 2 days. I'm going to run home, eat, and then we'll try it again. That seems really, really odd to me. It seems like we should have sold more stuff, but maybe it's taken the rent into account. I don't know. Like minusing that, maybe we lost money because our rent was more expensive. Did I? Oh, I ate the frozen food. Whoops. There we go. Okay. You know what I might do? So it's like 5 o'clock. I'll do the same thing. I'll just start sleeping 13 and a half hours. I might try to eat that frozen food. It didn't do a whole lot, but it was just enough to like get me. So maybe I can actually make it through the end of the day. So frozen food. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Who eats like this? Just like running around. It's kind of fun. Questionable contracts. I like it. There was like a pizza place. I thought, yeah, Luca's Pizza here. I'm guessing you can either you can get a job. I don't know. Let's try it real quick. Is it open? Yeah. So you could buy food. Okay, so if you wanted to go out to eat, you can do that. There was a bar around here too, which I thought was kind of interesting. And then let's go ahead and just assign ourselves. You are not planned to be... Oh, it's Sunday. Okay. I did not realize that. I'm going to change this really, really quickly. This is our cheap gifts right here. Okay, so we're in high demand. I was looking for where I could... I don't remember where that was, where I chose my starting hours and things like that. So here's... Is it Econoview? No. Open business. Oh, schedule. Okay. You know what? Let's go ahead and open on Sundays from like... I don't know. Do after church hours. Actually, let's do 9 a.m. so we can kind of... We don't have to wait too long. We'll do 9 to 5. And then share schedule. Okay, so, okay. So that way we could run the business for 2 days. I guess I could have went to school to try that out. I really don't know what the purpose is. I mean, if you're trying to run your own business, like, it doesn't seem like it matters. Okay. I don't know if this is like storage, I guess. A hand truck. Bathroom. We can't actually enter that, so that's kind of interesting. Eventually, I guess I could add a whole nother shelf, and then if I had other stuff, I could put cheap gifts in there. Oh, let's sign myself. I'm just curious. I want to see if anybody else comes in. to shop if they had like rude stuff to say. The walls are so ugly. Okay. I don't know what they're looking for. Are they looking for, I don't know, wallpaper? I don't know. I've never walked into a business and be like, man, these walls are ugly. I don't know. All right, made a little bit of money. So I don't know. It looks like our money is up. So we have to be profitable. I don't know. All right, 5 p.m. quitting time. Closed. We did run the business for 2 days. We're gonna go home. I guess we'll go home. We'll sleep and eat, and then see what the next objective is of running my questionable or my cheap gift empire. Fresh food. That was my last one, so I do need to go to the grocery store after today then. Okay, so again, we're going to wake up 7 a.m. Made $400 in profit. Okay.
Well, look at you hustling around and stacking cash already. I tell you, your dad would have been so proud. I think it's time for your first hire. And don't forget to take that course at the Business Administration School so you know what you're doing, all right?
Okay, so I've already finished one of those up. It was that basic management class that we looked at earlier, so maybe I'm ahead of the curve here. Start a recruitment campaign for customer service. Seems odd. Wait for the agency to send you a candidate through the contacts app. Okay, and then we're going to assign the employee to work at the cash register so that I can run around town all day, apparently. So, all right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video. So we kind of opened up our this is kind of funny, kebabs, okay, and Joe's hot dogs, okay. So that's going to do it for this video. Kind of opened up our own business. We'll probably hit this again, see what kind of empire we can eventually run. I don't know. Maybe we'll get direct distributing all the way from overseas to get our cheap gifts prices even lower. But yeah, I hope this was kind of entertaining, kind of a neat overview of this game that's in early access. Kind of seems like it has a promising future to it if they keep doing the updates on it. But thank you for watching, and yeah.